Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you some beauty items that I have changed my mind about. So I have 5 products I'm going to present to you that I used to not love so much, but now I really like. And then another 5 that I used to really like and now I don't love so much. So if you're interested in hearing about what those products are, then please keep on watching. Okay, if you looked closely at the title of this video, you are aware that this is a collaboration with the one and only Emily Noel. Like many of you, I have been watching Emily for a really long time and subscribed to her from the first video I ever saw. Emily's passion for makeup and her desire to share her knowledge with her viewers is so apparent in all of her content. You always learn something from one of Emily's videos and they always leave you feeling just good. I know that's how I feel after I watch one of her videos. Don't even get me started on her vlogs and her Instagram stories where she shows her adorable little girls. I have 2 teenage boys and I always wanted to have a girl. Don't get me wrong, I adore my boys. I love being a mom to boys. But when I see the interaction with, they're just so beyond cute. I've told Emily many times that I can't even take the cuteness. But honestly, when I watch those videos, they just put a smile on my face. Even the ones that don't have her kids in it. Her videos just put a smile on my face. And I know that if you haven't seen one of her videos, then you should definitely go check out her channel and you'll know what I'm talking about. You will just fall in love with her instantly. She's just so genuine. That's the one adjective that always comes to mind when I think of Emily. She's just genuine, she is sincere, she is always looking to support other women, other YouTubers, and she herself has had quite a few incredible milestones as of late. She recently crossed 1 million subscribers. Honestly, I think she was deserving of a million a long time ago. She also recently launched an eyeshadow palette and a face palette in collaboration with Makeup Revolution. I'm wearing the Wants palette on my eyes right now. And I just love to see women out there pursuing their dreams, accomplishing things in the world, and just leaving a mark of positivity. And that's what I feel Emily does. She's just positive, she's genuine, and if you're looking for a YouTuber that is true to herself and true to her viewers, then you need to be subscribing to Emily if you are not already, which I'm gonna guess most of you already are. So I definitely want to say thank you so much to Emily for collaborating with me on this video. If you've come to my channel from Emily, I want to thank you as well for taking the time out of your day to check out my video. I really hope you enjoy it and that you'll stick around and maybe have a look at some of my other content. If you have not yet seen Emily's portion of this collaboration, just click the link in the description. It'll take you right to her video and you can see what products she has changed her mind about. I'm going to start with the products that I used to not love so much, but now I think they're great. And I'm going to begin with this dry shampoo. This is the Batiste Dry Shampoo, Clean and Classic Original Instant Hair Refresh. I used this years ago, thought it was good, nothing great. I began to try other dry shampoos that were available at the drugstore, some that were available at Ulta, more mid-priced. I've tried $30 and $40 dry shampoos. Some I liked, some I didn't like so much. My most recent favorite was one from TG. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was, $17, $18 for the can. And about 6 months ago, I was on a trip and I wanted to do an updo. And I didn't have any dry shampoo. And dry shampoos are really helpful to add like some volume and some grit when you want to hold an updo. So I sent my husband to the Target that was across the street from our hotel to get me a dry shampoo, and he brought me back this one. And I used it that night. And I thought, why don't I use this more often? Why was I using a $20 bottle of dry shampoo when this one works great? It gave me exactly what I needed to do the updo, but then I began to use it just on a daily basis almost. I try to only wash my hair maybe 2 to 3 times a week because it's highlighted and damaged in dryers. I like to limit how often I shampoo my hair. So dry shampoo comes in handy, and this one really soaks up the oils at the root. And it doesn't have any flakiness to it. It smells nice. And now it comes in different colors. So if you're a brunette, There's one, you know, that won't leave a white cast on your scalp, on your hair. This one, the original, does have a whitish cast, but because my hair is blonde and, well, turning a little gray these days, it blends in just fine. I kind of rub it into my scalp and it disappears really quickly. But yeah, it does come in other shades now for different hair colors, as well as different scents, I believe, but I really like the original. The next product I've changed my mind about is this RCMA No Color Powder. I started seeing this on social media a year or two ago, so I bought one. It's pretty affordable. It's only $12 for this 3-ounce size. I got mine on Beautylish, I believe. And when I first used it, I was using it to bake, which if you don't know what that is, that's when you pack a lot of loose powder underneath the eyes to set concealer or to highlight, and then also sometimes along the jawline. And when I used this for that purpose, it didn't look very good. It made my under eyes look a lot drier, cakey. So since then, I've moved on from baking in general. I just do a light dusting of loose powder to set my concealer. I had put this in the back of my drawer like I do with a lot of makeup that I just decide, I don't love it. So it ended up in the back, and I was watching this makeup tutorial from one of my favorite artists out in LA. His name is Rob. Faces by Rob is his Instagram name. I'll put it in the description. So I was watching a tutorial and he was raving about this, saying that he used it on all skin types, all ages, because I have more mature skin. I worry about powders accentuating fine lines. So once he started raving about it, I thought I'm gonna give it another try. So the key to using this is to, number one, if you're over a certain age, just don't bake. It doesn't look that great on us. And secondly, if I am going to use it to set my concealer, to just use a small amount with a damp beauty blender. That's the key, to use a damp, well, it doesn't have to be a beauty blender, but a damp sponge. That is the key to setting your concealer and having it look really natural. And then when I dust this all over my face versus trying to use it in those select areas, it does give a beautiful airbrush finish, really refines my pores. And again, at that price, you tend to use a lot of loose powder. I know I do, being very oily skinned. I go through a lot of powder, so having it be pretty affordable is definitely a plus. Next up is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Moisturizer. This is another product where I tried it. I thought it was fine, nothing great, nothing horrible, set it aside. And then I was watching another tutorial. Well, actually, it wasn't a tutorial. It was somebody who had attended one of Mario de Divanovic's master classes. If you're not familiar with who he is a huge celebrity makeup artist. And in those master classes that he does around the world, I started hearing people say that this was the product that he always used for skin prep before makeup. So after hearing over and over that Mario loved this product, I decided to give it another try. My skin has been acting really weird lately. I'm going to talk about another moisturizer in the ones I don't like anymore. It was a fail. So after that incident, I grabbed this one again and I have absolutely been loving it. My skin is oily yet dehydrated, so I needed something that was going to be a little bit more moisturizing than my prior moisturizers that were oil-free or oil controlling, really geared towards someone with very oily skin. But when you're oily and dehydrated, you need different things, and your skin is always changing. In the last year or so, my skin has changed dramatically. So needless to say, I have really been loving this moisturizer. So a foundation that I have changed my mind about is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Magic Foundation. Because my skin, as I said, has been changing, it's been a little bit drier, still oily. I still get oily breakthrough, but I do get dry patches. And I started to feel like I wanted to wear a little bit less coverage. I wanted a more of a natural finish. And when I first got this foundation a couple of years ago, I don't remember exactly why I didn't love it. I think it was because it didn't last as long as someone with oily skin needs a foundation to last. Well, everybody wants their foundation to last, but when you're oily, the oils tend to break up the product quicker, so you're more likely to lose coverage, especially through the T-zone. I felt like it didn't last as long as I wanted it to, and that it didn't provide the coverage that I wanted at the time. So to the back of the drawer it went, and I honestly don't recall why I decided to dig it out again, but I did, and I wore it for 3 days, and I thought, wow, this is really good. This is the right amount of coverage to achieve a natural look. I played around with some different primers. I found that if I used my Smashbox Pore Minimizing Shine Control Primer, it worked beautifully. I got a good 8 hours of wear from this. Also a good Shine Control setting spray, extends the wear time. I think that someone with combination skin to slightly dry would also really love this foundation. Now that Charlotte Tilbury is available at Sephora, it'll be a lot easier for you to perhaps go get a sample and try it for yourself. Now, the last product that I have changed my mind about isn't a single product at all. It's a category. I have recently fallen in love with liquid and cream blushes. It started with this Nars Liquid Orgasm I purchased, I think, back in May. And I immediately fell in love with how natural it looked on my skin. If you have oily skin and large pores, you can understand why I have stayed away from cream blushes and liquid blushes, because they just don't tend to last on someone with oily skin. Our oils come through and breaks up the product and poof, they're gone. But liquid blushes and some newer cream formula blushes actually do have some nice staying power. And this one, what I do is I pump a little bit on the back of my hand and then I kind of blend it out. Then I take a blush brush. I don't use my finger. You can use your finger to blend it into your cheeks. But what I do is I take my regular blush brush and I swirl it around into the product and then buff it onto my cheeks. And it gives a much more diffused color and really works the product into the skin so it's not sitting there and it's not laying on my pores. I'm really enjoying this one from Nars. I would like to try some other colors. And then this one is Dusty Rose Lip and Cheek Stain from the Body Shop. And I do want to try some more actual cream blushes. So if you have any recommendations for me, I'm open to suggestions. Leave those for me in the comments. And especially if you have found one that is long wearing, because again, sometimes cream blushes, they just don't last well on oily skins, or you have to layer them with a powder. And I like that these are just one step. I don't have to apply powder. I just get beautiful color from a little bit of product and I'm good for the entire day. Okay, so now I want to talk about the products that I used to love, but now I don't like so much. And I want to start with this self tanner. It's the Tropez Bronzing Mousse Extra Dark. In preparation for this video, I did go through my past monthly favorites videos to see if there's anything in there that I have changed my mind about. And this is one of them. I think I showed this back in May as a favorite because I do love the color it gives. Very natural looking. I also really like that it's tinted, so it shows where the product is going. The problem is that, and somebody mentioned this to me in the comments, they said, don't you have trouble blending it out? So when I went to go use it after that video went up and somebody had made that comment about it being hard to blend, I did notice that it was really hard to blend. And then as I kept using it more and more, it got very frustrating to me that it is so hard to blend. So while it's nice that you can see where the product is going, if you move away from that spot for a second and you come back and you want to blend it out, especially I'm doing this because the arm area is where I tend to miss spots. But if you try to blend it out, you can't. You have to add more product. So this is no longer a favorite. I am really sad that I am having to put this mascara in this video because I was so excited when I was first sent this in PR. I'd never tried a Mally mascara before. This is her Smoky Mama mascara. I'd never tried one of hers before. I'd heard good things. I have very fine, thin, sparse, blonde eyelashes, and I have tried everything from your drugstore mascaras to your high-end Chanel mascaras, and nothing I've come across has really wowed me until this one came along. I absolutely fell in love with it. It gave me the lashes of my dreams. They were long, they were full, they were curled, they were dark, and I felt like for the first time I could possibly get away without wearing fake lashes. I would be comfortable going out even at night. That's usually when I wear false lashes. I don't tend to wear them during the day, but at night I like to pop on some lashes, and it was great to find a mascara that I thought, maybe I don't have to wear false lashes. But my love for this was very short-lived. I'm going to show you what the tube looks like. And the mascara now goes on just as gloppy and clumpy as the applicator looks. And this happened after only about 2 weeks of use. The only reason why I'm holding on to it and not throwing it in the garbage is because I wanted to show it to you in this video. And I'm just really bummed, but this has happened to me with some other mascaras as well. I'm sure it's probably happened to you too, where you use it and it works great for about a week or a week or two, and then all of a sudden it just gets clumpy and thick and basically unusable. So this was a real bummer. Nobody wants to be having to replace their mascara every 2 weeks, whether it's a $7 mascara or a $25 mascara. Nobody wants to have to keep buying it every 2 weeks. So this is a great formula. If they can figure out a way to make it last a little bit longer and not get so clumpy and thick, then I would definitely be open to trying it again. So earlier I showed you a Charlotte Tilbury product that I used to not like and now I really do like. And now I'm gonna show you one that I used to really like and now I don't like so much. These are her Rock and Kohl eye pencils. I have Barbarella Brown and Bedroom Black. They look small because I have been using them. I am trying to use them up. I currently use them for lining my inner rims and my upper rims, tight lining, because they are very creamy and they don't irritate my eyes. But the trouble is, if you try to use them as regular eyeliners on your top lash line or along your bottom lash line, not in the waterline, they smudge like crazy. I know they're a Kohl pencil, so they're supposed to be a little bit smudgy, but if you have more oily skin like I do, you're just asking for trouble, because if I try to use even the brown on my lower lash line, again, not in the waterline, but just as liner out here, and even if I smudge it or set it with powder, it ends up all over my face. The black ends up everywhere. It migrates everywhere. So if you're someone that has less oily skin, maybe has a more dry eye area, and you do like a smudgy look, then you might have good luck with these. I just felt like they're just too creamy for my skin type and how oily my eye area does get. All right, I just have a couple more things to get to. Next is the Marc Jacobs Remarcable Foundation. I used to love this. About a year ago, I was into wearing more full coverage, flawless looking foundations. It has only been recently that I've discovered that I look better in a little bit less coverage makeup. And one of the catalysts for me making that decision was a conversation I had with my son. He is 14. We were sitting in the orthodontist office and we were by a big window, and I was wearing this foundation, and he says to me, "Mom, you're wearing a lot of makeup." And he had this look on his face like, "Ooh, you do not look good." So I looked at him and I said, "Ooh, really? Does it look heavy?" And he said, "Yeah, it looks really fake." So leave it to a kid to be 100% brutally honest with you. There is a time and a place for a full coverage, flawless looking makeup, but I just feel like this one is almost too much, at least for me. So the last item I have changed my mind about is another moisturizer. This one is the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm holding up just the sample size. Well, as I said earlier, my skin is going through some changes. It's becoming more dehydrated. I was getting a lot of dry patches around my mouth. So I tried to look through my stash of beauty products to see what I had that would be really, really emollient. My skin just felt parched. So I had received this in a Sephora Play box a while ago. And right here on the packaging, it says intense hydration for dry, parched skin. So I started using it and I felt like it was really doing the job. It was getting rid of the dry patches. My skin felt way more hydrated and comfortable. So I went ahead and I ordered the full size. Well, by the time this full size arrived, I had noticed that this was creating huge pimples all over my face. And it says that it's for sensitive skin. It says that it should not break you out, but it did. And it wasn't like I was taking some big, huge glob of moisturizer and putting way too much on my face. I was using it like I use most moisturizers, sparingly, but enough to cover my face in a nice thin layer. But there's really nothing else I could attribute the breakouts to. So I went from loving to not loving this product very, very quickly. All right, there you have it. 10 products that I have changed my mind about. I really had a lot of fun doing this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and become part of the Risa Does Makeup family. And if you have not seen Emily Noel's video yet, please click that link in my description and check out what the products are that she's changed her mind about. And then maybe subscribe if you're not already. But you know, over 1 million people are already subscribed. So the chances are pretty good that you are one of those subscribers already. But if you're not, on the small chance that you're not, I think that you will really enjoy her channel. Oh, before I go, I almost forgot to mention that if you'd like to connect with me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, or Twitter, my username there is also Risa Does Makeup. Thank you once again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.